Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. I'm sorry this has taken a whole week to get this out. I recently started school this Monday, well last Monday, and it's been hard trying to get used to the online asynchronous and being on campus again and trying to get this out. I haven't really been knitting because I've been trying to get my schedules together, but nonetheless I'm here now. So today I will be showing you guys these, and it's supposed to be the jersey slip stitch, but it's kind of hard to do. It took me a little bit long to try and understand this stitch specifically because of the whole purl and slip and everything. So I will be showing you guys two different ones, and they're pretty much the same. The only thing that changes is the purl method. So this is going to be one method, and this will be our second. Let's see, let's get rid of the light in the back, and you can't really tell the difference. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the one that is like the traditional purl that I've been showing you guys how to do the purl, and this is what it looks like, a close-up on this, and that is the one I am going to be starting off with. And I went ahead and wrote down the pattern for this, and also I'm going to be showing you guys a different way to start off the stitch because I feel like you guys deserve to know a faster way to start it off. I've showed you guys how to do it with the crochet hook, and I'm gonna show you guys how to start it off with a needle. And this is gonna save you guys a little bit of time because you don't have to do the chains, and also you don't have to form it and stick it back into. So a little recap: this is the yarn I used. Also for the yellow one, I was able to use one full ball of this, and I was able to do 11 squares, and for the yellow it's 12 squared. So I only took a little bit off of another ball of this. So if you guys' square is less than 14 centimeters by 14, one ball of yellow is just right for you. Or if you just want to go ahead and buy your 2 balls of yellow so you can do the exact same size as me, go ahead and go with 2, although you will have some yarn left over. So the color for this is Red Hot again, and this is the brand. Loops and Threads Impeccable in Red Hot. So I'm just gonna use another ball that I have because my mom started helping me with another stitch. So this is how you guys do it with the needle. If you feel like it's too hard, I'm gonna show you guys how to start it off with a hook anyways. So the first thing is you're going to measure your string long enough to do it. I stretch out my hand. Oh my god, I look a mess, but I just need to show you guys. I stretch out my hand to my fingertips. I put the yarn in between my thumb, and I just stretch out, and I bring it up to the half of me, the half of my chest. So now I'll just leave this, and that is where I'm going to start my slip knot, and I'll just do that. So again, I'll just do this, wrap it around my fingers, get the extra, and then just slip it through my fingers, slip through here, and that's our knot. So I think I will be leaving timestamps to the different things that I will be showing you guys, so you can skip around in the video and see. Now you're going to take your needle and you're just going to slip it through this knot and tighten it up a little bit, and then this is what you're going to do. So this side, the one that's cut off, the one that we separated from the rest, we're going to kind of dangle this. Let me show you guys a little bit in the mirror as well. We're going to like loop this over our two fingers right here. And this is the loose piece, and this is the one attached to our ball. We loop it over these two fingers and then just bring it down. It should look like this. Again, this is what it should look like. You should have like this kind of like Y situation. Just kind of hold this other yarn with these other fingers, and this is where it can get kind of difficult, but not really. So you're going to want to grab this far out one, the one that's on the outside for us. This one, we go over in between this one. We go to the one holding onto our index finger, and we took it under, and then we just slip it through in the middle again, and we pull. Again, under, over, just slip it through. I'm just gonna do most of them so you can see, and then just pull. And this saves a lot of time. I just learned it recently. Again, I'm learning a whole bunch of things as I go. Like, I'm not an expert. You just go this far in, you go in the middle, wrap it around, and then again in the middle. And you don't want to leave it too tight. Like, just leave it loose enough. Feel free to put me in like slow motion. I'm gonna put a piece of this clip, a piece of this little part in slow motion. Let me do this one in slow motion so you guys can see. And then you'll just be counting, see how many you have. And just make sure you keep this one to the side and just keep going. And so these are mine 24. Like I said, mine starts off with 24 stitches, so these are mine 24, and it's okay if you have little piece. You just kind of have to figure out how long your string is gonna be so you can start this, but this is totally okay. Like, it's not gonna bother you. So now I'm gonna show you guys how to do with a hook, just in case you thought that was too hard. So just take your string and we're gonna do a slip knot again, a slip knot, then just insert it into our hook, and then we just do our chains. So if you haven't seen how to do the chains, I'm gonna kind of speed through. You can kind of go watch the first video where I explain a little bit more, but this is fairly easy. We just take our yarn over our finger, and then we just loop 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And not too loose, remember, not too loose, not too tight, just enough. So then after this, we have our stitches. Mine is 24. So after this, we just leave the long one, the last one, a little bit longer, and to leave the last one a little bit longer, and then we're just going to our second dot. We grab, go in the hole and slip through, go in the hole and slip through. And this is just how you keep going all the way through, and once you have this, you can just easily slip it onto the needle, and then you will have this. So If you try the method of just straight to the needle, let me know, see how it worked for you. I absolutely love it, but I'm going to keep showing you guys how to do this one at the beginning of each video, just in case you find the needle one a little bit too hard. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this one and finish it off, and I'll be back. Okay, so now my 24 little loops are done. And from this step, you just, like I mentioned, you just have to slip onto the needle like in the end and just slip it through, and that's it for this to start it off. So let me know which one you thought was easiest. Like I mentioned, I will be starting off each of the I will be showing at the beginning how to do each of these, just in case you prefer either or and they are exactly the same. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and leave this to the side for the other one when we start it off. So the reason why I've taken so long to do this, like I mentioned, is because it's been a little bit hard for me to try to find the best way to show you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and start it off. So our first row, we start as knit, and we should all know knit by now. Knit is the easiest one of all, but just in case you don't know and this is the first one you are doing, we go in like this through the back and then just pull it. We go in through the back. I left this too tight, as you can hear. Make sure not to make this mistake. So we go through the back and just pull it through and make sure it's kind of loose so it's not tight. So it's not tight on here. Again, we just go through the back and pull through. Go through the back and pull through. It's okay if you struggle. I still struggled. I'm still struggling right now, as you can see. I'm not gonna edit this out. It's totally normal. It's just harder for me to do this and record, so yeah. So just make sure your stuff isn't too tight or you will struggle a bit. But if you can't, like I mentioned in my previous video, you start from the front and just move to the back so you can grab our yarn. So front, we move to the back. Front, we move to the back. Front, move to the back, and I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward through this. Okay, so that's all of our knit, and this is how it's going to look like. That's our knit. So the reason why I'm going to be showing you guys how to do two different ones is because the purl, I will be doing that one different for the second one. That's the only reason why. Because like I said, my mom has history in this. She's been doing this for years. So the way she does her purls are a little bit different. So if you don't care about the purl being different and you just want to keep doing the purl that we've been doing in these last couple of videos, you can just go ahead and just watch this first segment and don't even watch the second segment, because the second part I'm going to show you guys how to do the different purl, but this purl is going to be the purl that we've been doing like always. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. So if you haven't been watching my other videos, this is the purl that I've been doing in all the other ones. So the purl, like our knit, we would go from the back, and our purl, we're coming from the front. So just kind of to keep it in mind. So now we're doing all of this whole row. The whole row 2 is going to be purl. So it's going to give us time to practice a little bit if you haven't really gotten the gist of it. Okay, so we start from the front. I need a darker background. So we're going to start off by putting our needle through the front and just wrapping around And this first one might be a little hard. The first one is always a little bit hard because it's always so loose. So we just grab it around like this and just flip it in. So let me do it again because I'm pretty sure I didn't catch that on camera. So always make sure your yarn is on this side towards you. So okay, honestly for a second I forgot how to do my own purl because I've been doing the purl differently. I've been doing different patterns. Honestly, I will show you guys at the end all of the different squares that I have, and honestly I'm not even mad at it because of the whole different, it's like a different texture, different vibe. Like, not the sweater is not going to be identical to others. So okay, this is how we've been purling from the front, and then we'll just kind of wrap it around and then out. And make sure it's not too tight or too loose. I had to watch my own tutorial because I forgot how I was doing it. So just like this. So again, enter the front. Oops, I forgot my yarn. Make sure your yarn is always at the front because we are purling. So the front out. And this whole row is going to be a purl. We just wrap it around like this. I hope this is clear enough. This is all purl. The whole row, all of your stitches is going to be purl. So this should be the easiest part because these are the ones that we're going to be. Oops, these are the ones that we're going to be working with. We're going to be doing purl a lot in this knit. Well, in this pattern. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this last one off. And that is our row, and this is what it should be looking like. This is what our back should be looking like. If it looks weird, it is okay. So this is where it's gonna kind of get a little bit of hard in a way, and you might be thinking you're doing the wrong way. Honestly, I thought I was doing the wrong thing, but I'm not. So you're going to knit one and then slip one, and we're going to repeat until we get to the last two, and we're going to knit the last two. And the pattern may be a little weird. My mom said it's kind of weird, like it doesn't, you're gonna feel like it doesn't match the picture. So just like, I don't know, you can follow the pattern or you can do your own one. If you feel like it doesn't look weird, if it looks weird, I'm gonna suggest another pattern. You would do knit and just purl, and then you're just gonna keep doing it. Like for here, like when we're at this little angle right here, this pattern, when we're at the front, you knit. So all of this you're going to knit, and then when you pass it on to the other needle and you see this pattern, you're going to purl. And once you're done, until your ankles, until your desired length is going to look like these little V's right here all throughout, and you're going to have this pattern in the back instead of this one. So I don't know if you could tell the difference, but I might upload another video just showing you guys how to do this pattern right here, so you guys can do it. I don't know if you guys feel like this is too hard. Let me know if you just want me to do the knit purl. So let me know if you need it. If you feel like this one's too hard and you just want to do something more simple instead of the slips stitch and everything. So here's how we do. So for this one, the first one is a knit. So we just go in with our normal way. We go through the back and then we pull it out. Now the pattern says the slip stitch should be in a purl, as if you were to purl. So that means you will be putting your needle through the front without grabbing any yarn. You're just going to slip it through. So again, we're going to knit another one like so, and then we're just going to slip this through the front and out without grabbing any yarn. So again, we knit, then we go through the front and just slip it out. We knit, we go through the front, slip it out. We knit, we go through the front and slip it out. We knit, through the front, slip. We knit, slip it out. We knit, slip it out. If you want, you can slip out like this through the back instead of the front. I will be knitting through the back to show you guys the second pattern, but for now, this pattern right here, we are slipping through the front and we're just knitting our normal way. We slip and then out, and our last one that we do, well, at least for me, is going to be a slip. So we keep slipping, and this is how it looks from behind, like this. We use our knit because we have a loop around it, so you can kind of tell. So now we do a knit, and our last one is a slip, and so we have to leave two because we knit the last two. So we knit these last two and then we're done. And this is what the front looks like. This is what the front looks like. And this is what the back looks like. The back may start looking a little bit crazy, but it will be okay, I promise you. So now, again, the fourth row, we're going to purl. So after we purl, we're just going to repeat row 3 and 4 until we reach our desired length, and mine is 14 centimeters. So until you reach your desired length. So again, we put our yarn in front of us and we purl. If you feel like you're a pro at purling, you can go ahead and skip this. So I'm gonna go ahead, put it through the front, wrap my yarn around it and slip it out. Again, go to the front, slip around it and out. And kind of use your thumb to hold on to the rest so they don't slip out if you feel like they're slipping out. If you have your thumb here, it'll kind of help to make you feel more secure about what you're doing, like so. And so for the ending on how to close it, I close them the same way as I've been closing the other colors, but I already filmed, so I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it for that. For the both of the different patterns, the second one that I'm gonna tweak it a little bit, I'm gonna be closing it the same way with the hook. So if you're wondering on how I'm gonna close it, it'll be the same way as I've been doing it, and it's not that hard. It's probably the easiest thing besides starting the patterns and starting everything. So like so. And for this pattern, I'm pretty sure it's 10 red squares, unlike the yellow one that was 12. But honestly, like I've said 1,000 times, it's customizable. So if you want to have less red and more of another color, or if you don't even want to have red, it's really all up to you. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish these last few stitches. I wasn't lying when I was saying I was watching my own tutorial on how to do it. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't, because I will be finishing this up soon. I'm gonna go ahead and do the black one next because that's fairly easy, well, in my opinion. So yeah. Also, I want to give I should have said this at the beginning, but I want to thank everybody who has subscribed. It really means a lot to me that you guys are subscribing, and it feels nice to have a community. Like, we're all working together on this. Like, it's amazing what Harry can do and bring a whole bunch of us together and learning how to do this. Like, I'm so thankful to everybody who has subscribed. Like, I thank you so much. It really means a lot to me. It makes me really happy. And I'm sorry I don't show my face more often because honestly I've been looking rough. So thank you for subscribing, and hopefully you like the content that I'll post in the future. So yeah, once again, thank you. I can't thank y'all enough. So now we're going to go back to our third row, which is knit 1, slip 1, and we're going to repeat until we get last 2, and then that's when we knit the rest. So I'm going to show you guys one more time. Honestly, I talk so much, I'm sorry. I just want to be as detailed as possible. So again, knit 1, we knit 1, and we slip 1 from the front, and then again knit, and then we slip, knit, slip, knit. And make sure to be very careful, because if you mess up your slips or your knits, it won't come out as even. It's going to come out a little bit crooked, and I am a witness to this because some of my squares are a little bit crooked, but it's okay. We gotta love the imperfections. That's what's going to make our cardigan as unique as possible. So right here I had a knit, and so I'll just go off and slip. And honestly, this one is pretty fast because of the fact that you are slipping one. The only one that could possibly be a little time consuming is when you go into the purling side, so that might take a little extra time. But other than that, if you've gotten used to purling, then you can do these squares pretty fast. I haven't timed myself on how long it takes me to do this, but it's no more than an hour, honestly. So this is how it should be looking like. You should be seeing these kind of like V things, and in the back it starts to look a little crazy. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, like both of these look a little bit crazy, but they're just fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this off so I can show you guys when it's a little bit bigger around this, close to closing, and then I'll come back and show you guys how to do the different purling method. Okay, so I've been working on it for a minute, and I just wanted to come on here and show you guys how the pattern is looking like. And this pattern may curl up a bit, but that is completely fine. And like the ends might be looking a little weird, but that's okay because they're gonna get attached to noise. Like, you're gonna stitch everything together. So this is what this looks like. And in a few, I will be showing you guys what the other tweaks look like by doing the purl different. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and close it off. And to close it off, I'm still using a hook. Any hook is fine. This is just a 6.5mm hook, and it doesn't really matter. This is 6.5, and I already went ahead and measured it, and this measures my 14 centimeters. My 14 centimeters on the thing right here exactly. So if you watch my other videos on how I close it, but if you haven't, here's a little refresher. So you just take it and then just swoop our yarn from the back, put it in through the hole, and then slip it out. And something that I find that works easier has been to just go ahead and take it out like this, grab our extra yarn, and then just go right through both of them. So again, take this one out, pass it onto our hook, grab our other yarn, and go right through both of them. And that's just a little bit easier. So let me just go ahead and keep doing this like so, and then just grab it. And then you don't want it too tight or too loose, you just gotta make sure it's the right tension. So just keep doing that. So I'm pretty sure you've seen enough, so I'm gonna go ahead and just fast forward this. And if you need help, if I went too fast on this, the other videos, the first video I kind of go more in detail on how I do this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fast forward these last few. Okay, so I'm at the last very stitch, so I'm just gonna grab another loop to make another stitch and pull it right through, make sure it's tight right here. You can just go ahead and make an extra one for safety and pull it and make sure it's tight right here. It's like a little knot, and then leave out a little bit and just cut it. So then you would have this. This is how your front would look, and this is how your back. Okay, so I finished the one that I was working on earlier. This is how the end looks, and now I'm about to show you guys how I did this one. And as you can see, this one, the chains are kind of backwards and these are kind of pointing forwards, and if you really look into it, the yarn is kind of twisted. So now I'm going to show you guys this, which is the one that I tweaked the pearl. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys that. At the beginning I showed you guys how to start it, so I'm going to go ahead and skip that part, so this video isn't longer than what it already is. So I will be back when I'm about to start it, because I'm going to start it on the needle instead of on the hook. Okay, so our first line is still a knit, and it's from the back. So the knit is going to stay the same. It's still going to be through the back, so I'm just going to go ahead and show you that. Just the beginning stitches of this, just in case you skip the beginning part and you want to do this one. So we go from the back, we wrap our yarn around, and we slide it through. Okay, so we go through the back, wrap it around and through, and that's our first line. It's just going to be the same. Nothing changes from the first part of this video. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this one, and remember, not too tight or not too loose. This stitching specifically, you're gonna want to do it a little bit looser, so you can kind of see where the different chains split up. So make sure it's a little bit loose, but not to the point where it's slipping off and it's a big difference. So I'm gonna go ahead and speed through this, and I'll be back when I finish the last few ones. So I'm about to show you guys this pearl. This is what the knit looks like. This is the back, the wrong side in a way, and this is the front. Okay, hopefully this background makes it a little bit easier to focus. So the only difference in our pearl is that we are not going to go from the front. we're still gonna bring our yarn to the front, but not our needle. So we're going to go from the back right here. It's kind of hard to get this angle. So from here, and we're just kind of gonna get it and push it back and slip it. This first one is gonna be kind of hard because it's loose. So again, from the front, well, from the back, and then we grab our yarn and we just kind of make sure it's kind of loose. I have mine kind of loose so I could easily grab it, and I have my thumb grabbing onto the other piece so it kind of open, and just push it through. So again, from the back here, and we have our yarn here. We kind of want to put it on the bottom of our needle so we can just push it through. And again, you're gonna want to make this kind of loose so it's not that hard to go through the bottom. So like this again, just keep it here, and then just pull this one out. And honestly, this is just optional. All of my squares have been different because sometimes I switch up the purl, and I like it. It's adding kind of texture because all of the squares are the same. So let me go ahead and show you guys all of my different squares. Like they each have different little patterns, and I think it adds a little bit something to the sweater itself. Well, to the cardigan, it's gonna add a little something, and they're all different, and honestly I'm okay with it. So this is just another option of how to make the purl. If you guys feel like this is too much and you're just like, nope, this is not for me, feel free to just do the beginning of this video. Like, don't even watch the rest, because this is how I'm going to be doing it. And this is the way that my mom does it. I don't know if I mentioned, but this is the way that she purls. This is the way that she learned. So I just wanted to give you another option just in case the one that I do is too hard, or you might think this is too hard and the other way that I was showing you is a bit easier. But whichever, I'm giving you guys options. So again, through the back, and we just make sure, oops, we make sure our yarn is underneath our needle so we can push it out. So like this. Oh, it's hard to record and do this. So we go through here, we push it here, and we push it out. Like I said, it's really just an alternative to however you want to do it. So I just wanted to give you guys another little option to try out new things, you know. Okay, so this is how it's going to look like. It's really not much difference, just the chains are a little bit straighter. They're a little bit straighter. And this is how the back looks. So for this one, I'm going to be slipping, but as if I was knitting. So let me go ahead and show you guys what that looks like. So we just knit a regular knit, and if this would focus, it would be great. So we're going to slip right here in the back. So we're going to knit from the back, and we're gonna, instead of going to the front like we did at the beginning, we're gonna grab it and just slip through. Okay, now we're knitting, and we're gonna grab it through the back and just slip through. Like, don't grab any yarn, just slip it through. So again, through the back, just out. And this one is fairly easy. The only thing that might be a little difficult is the purl, but this is relatively easy. And if you want, you can just knit, you can just purl like we normally do and just pull it like right here. It doesn't really matter in my opinion. It's all up to you how you want to do it. Like I said, I've been changing mine up every other square. So I just go. So we're going to repeat these 2 steps until we get to our last 2. So slip, knit, and our last one is a slip, and then we're going to knit. Like I said, make sure this is kind of loose, so that's why mine might look a little off. So here's this is how it's looking like. See, let's zoom in a little bit so you can see the detail. And this is the back. I might start looking a little crazy, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the purl again. So through the back, the yarn under, and we push it through the back, the yarn under the needle, and pull through the back. If it's hard for you to get through it like this, that means you're doing it too tight, so just make sure it's a little bit loose. So just go ahead and under the needle and push through. Again, under, yarn under, go. Through the back, yarn under needle, push, 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 and pull. One more time. Under, needle, and pull through.